Yeah. Oh, we back up in this thing. Oh shit, dropping shit. That's how you know we back, man. Yeah. We right on top of things. Pause. What's cracking? What's happening? What's cracking? We're gonna wait for a few more people to join. We almost got 100. You know we do our numbers. Enjoy this boxing. Yeah, Ward retired today, so you know I had to get the Oakland, the Golden State, the city with the leather brim. Black fighters never get a fair shake. New media. Everybody gets a fair shake here. This is y'all smash that like button, you bastards. What's good, Ego? Love the channel, bro. Ward is as light skinned as it gets. You gotta understand, light skin don't matter if somebody's actually racist. You have to look at the back in the slavery days, there were light skinned slaves too. They might have had better positions, like not being in the field and being in the house doing chores, but it doesn't matter. They had the rule of thirds. So if you had a drop of African American in you, you got treated the same. Know your history. I'm not dark skinned, I'm light skinned, and I get called all types of shit. So you gotta know your history, G. I love Ward though, my favorite boxer. He on point, man. Hit the like button if you guys want to talk a little something. Yes. Now, I just ate some pozole. Feeling a little bit better. Still don't feel great, but I feel better up in here. That pozole. Fantastico. Put a little lime in it, had some peppers. Cleared me up in here. I still smell the fear though. Shout out to Renee. $2 super chat. Shmoney dance. We just doing a little shmoney dancing. Hit that like button. See, YouTube be playing. We got 48 likes, but only 34 people in the stream. Get it together, YouTube. Man, that pozole was good as hell. Yeah, man. Hominy. It had pork in it. Cleared up the sinuses. I'm just getting, man, all this, people don't understand, like, the hustle. All this traveling. Especially, like, I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed or cigarettes. So being in the casinos nonstop and people, cigarettes and then, you know what I mean? No disrespect, but all the people I see at fights and shaking hands and people taking pictures and stuff, you interact with a lot of people. So a lot of germs, you know what I'm saying? And like, I got to start taking some like vitamin C or something when I go. Because I noticed the last couple of times I've been sick is covering fights. One, I covered a Crawford fight in Omaha. That was different though. This was the Crawford Molina fight. I got sick as hell, and it was because it was cold as fuck in Omaha. It was super cold. You know what I mean? But yeah, you guys have to. I mean, it's not even just me. Like everybody can eat. Just support the people out here, the media people who are out here doing it. Support them. You know what I mean? Any ways that you can support them, whether it's a like, or super chat, or anything, because this is a real life grind. You know what I mean? Truth be told, you know how much money I would have saved if I never went to all these fights? But I'm doing it for the brand, I'm doing it for the culture, I'm doing it for the fans. So just make sure you guys keep that in mind. It's cool. People get so caught up in, oh, I don't like this guy's opinion, or I disagree with this guy or her, him or her. But like, it's a real life grind. Believe that. Ego got a weak immune system. Shit, my bank account ain't weak, so fuck that. You can say whatever you want. Brandon. I don't even get sick often. Knock on wood. And like I said, if you did what I do, then we'll see if you get sick. But once again, you don't. You work at First Choice, so you don't have to. They already make you wear a hairnet. Probably got to wear a mask in the kitchen and shit. So you protected. I'm not. I'm out here in the field. I'm on ground zero. I'm with the fans. I'm talking to Roy Jones. That's what I'm doing. So it comes with the territory. Keep talking slick. Yeah. YouTube got 18 people watching and only 4 likes. Nah, it's showing me more than 4 likes. I'll be in the trenches. I don't smoke. I ain't gonna just start smoking because I got sick. He got a name tag, see? The fans already told me. Brandon. Damn. Damn, I wanted to see Ward unified. Like, I'm not mad at Ward. Like, I mean, first of all, he's a fighter. You heard me on Dante's boxing show? Thank you. I just try to call it how I see. That's what I do. All right, we got enough people in here. We almost got 100 likes. Let's do the Boxingego roll call. You guys let me know where you're from. City, state, zip. Drop it in the comment section. I'm going to read it off. We do it at the beginning and the end. That's how I like to conduct my streams, the roll call. So if you see anybody copying and doing the roll call after, then you know where it came from. Palm Beach, Chicago, H-Town. Where y'all from? LA, baby. West Coast, Chicago, Santa Rosa. I know that place. Mexico, Raleigh, North Carolina, South Central, Toronto, Austin, Texas, LA, Fort Worth in the building, 702 Vegas, PA, Sonoma, I'm sorry, Hoover, West London, 713, Mikasa, PA, Texas, Atlanta, Los Angeles, 717. See, we got boxing fans everywhere. Maryland, Pasadena, Dallas, Houston, Vegas, Oxnard, Dallas, Jersey, Watsonville, 713, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was born in New Mexico, not far from Albuquerque, real close to White Sands, so shout out to New Mexico. Philly, baby. I don't smoke, so I'm not going to light up a blunt. You can, bro. While you kick back and listen to this live stream. Blackpool, England, Kush City, New York, Milwaukee, Maryland. Let me skip to Florida, Milwaukee, West Coast. You the man, you stay working, blood. You know how we do it. Seattle, Montreal. Now, let's talk some boxing. We'll do another roll call at the end. You know how we do. Y'all want me to smoke, man. I don't know why you want me to smoke so bad. But back to Ward. He retired. It's his decision. It's his career. And he's like you've seen the commercial he did. He accomplished what he wanted to accomplish, what he set forth to accomplish. He wanted to go to the Olympics. He went there, got a medal, gold medal, the highest medal you can get. Turned pro. He wanted to become a world champion. He did that, right? And he did it again. Beat top names in both divisions he was at. You know what I mean? So the spoiled, selfish side of fans, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, I wish he stayed and unified." But it's his body, it's his career. If he's been in the game 15 years and he knows his body and he feels like it's harder and harder to get up for these training camps, or he's getting little nagging injuries and stuff like that, then I would rather fighters do it like this. Then this is no shade or disrespect, because this person's also from the Bay Area where I'm from. You know what I mean? But like Robert Guerrero, he moved up and he fought the best, but he came on the losing end at the tail end of his career. You know what I mean? And pretty much the game retired him, because people are like, man, you get knocked out by Omar Figueroa. You know what I mean? That's not, you know what I mean? That's not, see, listen, I'm a grown man. I never tell another grown man when they should retire. I have my opinion. I think like my dude, Roy Jones, is my favorite fighter growing up. I think he should have probably retired a while ago. Victor Chinian. But I mean, it's their career. If they want to keep going, if they want to retire. But what I look for, if I were trying to judge when someone should retire, I look at, are they no longer capable of doing most or some of the best things that they were known for. Like for example, Antonio Margarito, he looked like shit versus Carson Jones, and you know what I mean, it was some bullshit. He looked horrible. He got knocked down by a guy, Jose Benavidez, knocked down or knocked out at 40, and that guy moved up to 54, I think, a couple years or so ago, and knocked Margarito down. So to me, Margarito, this is not the Margarito that stopped Sergio Martinez, beat up Cotto, even though he's probably cheating in that fight. Um, Fought Pacquiao. It's not the same Margarito. This Margarito, it does not look the same. Carson Jones gave Kell Brook a tough fight. I give him that. But then Kell Brook came back and stopped him. Now these guys are Carson Jones. I don't know how many fights he has at the weight at junior middle, but Margarito's going life and death and not looking great, taking big shots. You're not the same guy anymore. Not the same guy anymore. You know what I mean? Victor Archinian was a top name before Donaire knocked him out. He was a top name, but now he's, you know what I mean, he's getting knocked out by everybody. Like Nicholas Walters, Donaire in the rematch. Jesus Cuellar, who Abnamata's beat. You know what I mean? It's not good. Robert Guerrero, another person. He's a warrior. That's what his last name actually means that in Spanish, Guerrero. He's a warrior, but he got stopped by a guy who's not even a proven welterweight in Omar Figueroa. And I mean proven as far as like he doesn't even have that many fights at welterweight. You know what I mean? And you're getting stopped in the third round by him. So Ward went out on his own terms, and I'll forever respect that. Another person that I respect, Chino Maidana, he went out on his own terms. Like, and it wasn't the bad. I mean, you lost to the best fighter in the world, gave him a tough first fight, beat Broner. That's not that bad. You know what I mean? It could be far worse. Chino finished his career never being stopped. He's been hurt. Amir Khan hurt him with a body shot, but he went out like a G, collected a lot of money, which the conversion rate over there in Argentina is crazy. So, you know what I mean, 4 or 5 million or whatever he got for Mayweather fights, 1 and 2, that inflation is ridiculous. So Chino, now he's out there living life. I respect that. Carl Froch, he's another person. George Groves, he beat him, but he beat him like Ward, where there was some controversy. Came back and rematched him, sold out Wembley before, and it was only beaten by Joshua Klitschko, which is a big heavyweight fight. But they did like 90,000 at Wembley or 80,000 or whatever it was. Knocked George Groves out, set the record straight, and said deuces. He went out like a G. So I wish more fighters would do that, honestly. If you feel like your desire's not there, the hunger's not there, your body's not cooperating. Because look at Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a legend. I'm not taking that away from him. But he just lost to a guy with 15 fights. And none of those fights were anything close to Pacquiao. Let's be real. The best name on Jeff Horn's whole resume is Randall Bailey. And even if you had Pacquiao winning like myself, you got to admit it was still a tough fight for him. You know what I mean? Like when you're elite, you don't assume a guy from left field is going to come out and even give you a tough fight to the point where it even could be controversial. Like Ward Kovalev being controversial, that makes sense because Ward was an Olympic gold medalist, undefeated. Kovalev was undefeated. So that's different. You know what I mean? Kovalev has an amateur background. He's killed a man. He's clearly a power puncher that can box. So that's different. Pacquiao just went life or death with Jeff Horn. And I'm not saying Jeff Horn is trash, but up until that point, he hadn't really proven really anything. Yeah, he went to the Olympics, but he went because there's not that many notable names from Australia, and that's where he resides. That's his stomping grounds. I guarantee you, I'm not trying to roast him, but if Jeff Horn lived in America, and he probably wouldn't make the Olympic team because your quality, your talent pool is much different. You would have to do better than Errol Spence's of the world and stuff like that. But in Australia, yeah, you might be able to make your seeds and become part of the Olympic team. Chocolatito should retire. Damn, I forgot about Chocolatito, yeah. Yeah, Chocolatito's in a hard place for the simple fact to me, he gains too much weight in his off season, so I don't think he can go back to 112. And obviously your confidence is not going to ever be the same, because if you go down to 112, people are going to know you couldn't hack it at 115, so you're dropping back down. Plus it's going to be hard to make because you balloon up in your off season. But 115, it looks like the guys handle his power better, stuff like that. So your food at 115 against, there's a lot of top level guys, so it's going to be tough. Roman Chocolatito does not need to retire. He needs to go back down. He does not carry his power up. I'm okay. First of all, I disagree with you. Roman Chocolatito himself says he's thinking about retirement. So if you're even having those thoughts coming off those last two performances, that's a sign that you might need to retire. Because boxing, there's a lot of it it's not just physical. It's a lot of it's mental. I've seen guys who are undefeated, and then a couple losses later, people forget that they were even atop of like Mike Alvarado. Mike Alvarado at one point and Brandon Rios were both being considered two of the top names at 140. Especially Mike Alvarado. I remember people like, damn, this guy's good. A couple losses later, you know what I mean? Now people forget about Mike Alvarado. Juan Diaz, all those guys, you know what I mean? At lightweight, Juan Diaz, they were like, oh, he is the, you know what I'm saying? He could do this and this. But he lost to Marquez. Well, Marquez put that on him. It was a tough fight, but Marquez eventually came out with the stoppage, and I don't know if he's been the same since. So boxing is mental. And the whole thing is like, and I would say Roman more so than Triple G even, because Triple G, I think his last couple fights, vulnerabilities have showed because the competition has showed, but nobody's knocking him down and stopping him. So his aura of invincibility might not be the same, but it's not the same because Rungvisai actually dropped you in both of your fights and stopped you. So mentally, you have to bounce back from that. And truth be told, Chocolatito, since y'all was talking about him, Chocolatito, he, after the first loss, which I thought he won the first fight, and I was there in New York, you know what I mean, covering it in a blizzard and all. If you guys remember, that was on the Golovkin-Jacobs card. There was a nasty storm. It was like one of the worst storms New York had in a while, and I was there for that. You know what I mean? I just kind of stayed in my room. I was doing some live streaming, but I had all beanies and gloves. It was freezing out there. I covered that fight. I thought Chocolatito won a close affair, but to be honest, since we're talking about it, it looked like Chocolatito regressed in the rematch. He looked like he didn't even want to fucking be there in the second fight. Once he started feeling them Rungvisai, and Rungvisai was ripping the body shot, he looked discouraged from the opening bell. When he went back to his corner was talking, he just looked, how much time we got? He looked like he didn't complaining to the ref. He looked like he didn't want to be there. So you say he shouldn't retire, but he regressed. Ego said regress, damn, the word of the day. Yeah, progress. You can progress and you can regress. Regress means you took a step back. I know my shit. I got a nice vocabulary. Listen, I'm different than a lot of these dudes. I went to school in England. The school in England is far superior than the school out here. And that's straight up. Because when I came here, that's how I know. Because when I came here, they were just learning stuff 2-3 years later that we had learned when I was back there. So, yeah, I mean, Chocolatito, I'm not saying it's impossible, but he has quite the hurdle. He has quite the hurdle to. But someone said that he hasn't been the same since his trainer died. But you can't even use that because it's really the mental fortitude of the person. Like, for example, I can give you guys examples of what I'm talking about. Buster Douglas, the best win of his career was when he stopped Tyson. His mom died, not his trainer, not someone who was just really close, an actual family member. And I think she might have been a single parent. Don't quote me on that. But his mom died 2-3 weeks before the Tyson fight. And he said he was mentally broken and everything. He got knocked down and hurt. When guys got hurt with Tyson, a lot of them stayed down. But he used that, and he came back and he stopped Tyson. even though it was a long count because I know my boxing. He might have should have got counted out, but you can't even use that. The trainer died because I'm not bragging about this, but these boxers are tough and life always goes on in between fights and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I know that's not necessarily the exact same as a death of a close loved one, but when Mayweather fought Maidana in the first fight, his ex fiance, Miss Jackson, was suing him and did this whole big campaign and all this shit and had that little TMZ attorney or whatever, and she aborted his baby and all types of shit like that, and he had to deal with that a week before the fight because I remember at the time I'm like, wow, she gonna drop this a week before the fight. Those are facts. When Floyd fought Cotto, he knew he was going to jail. And it was actually, he was supposed to go to jail before the Cotto fight, but based on his profession, they actually gave him an extension to serve his jail sentence out. So he entered the Cotto fight knowing that a guy who's never really been in jail had to go to jail for any length of time, had to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So that can mentally break someone. So it really depends on the fighter. A lot of people go through shit. I mean, Golovkin, his wife had a baby and he missed the birth of I think his second kid, fucking around with the Canelo training camp. So Chocolatito. And I'm not saying it didn't make it harder, but every boxer has, you know what I mean? I know boxers that have fought sick. Golovkin, when he fought Rosado, had the flu. You know what I mean? So life happens. Triple G was tripping with that. Yeah, especially since he only got a draw. He should have just went to see his kid. Shout out to the Ego Army. Yeah, like I said, Chocolatito can bounce back, but I don't like how, look at Ward Kovalev, his first controversial fight with Kovalev, and look how focused he came back in the second one. Chocolatito didn't do that to me, especially for someone who they were just saying was pound for pound number one a mere 6-8 months ago. Ward did that though. He heard the cries and the gripes. You didn't win that fight, so he said, okay. Didn't trash talk too much, even though Kovalev was baiting him on and trash talking. Came back. Chocolatito started getting them body shots. And to be honest, I think per capita per division, Kovalev is more to handle at the time Ward fought him than Rungvisai. You guys get what I'm saying? I think Kovalev. Now I know for a fact. It's just I can't quantify it because they're in two different weight classes. You know what I mean? But Kovalev had a way better resume than Rungvisai. He had power too, and he could box better. Rungvisai doesn't really box the greatest. He's just tough, and he's a former Muay Thai fighter. So to me, Ward was up against something bigger, and he came correct the second time. I don't think Chocolatito did. Like I said, he looked like he didn't want to be there. He's a slugger, yeah. I would definitely classify him as more of a power punching slugger than Kovalev. Kovalev has power, but he can box. Like, for example, Kovalev outboxed and hurt badly in the first and 12th round Bernard Hopkins. If for some reason we could scientifically, genetically engineer Rungvisai to fight Bernard Hopkins at light heavyweight, do you think Bernard Hopkins would lose to a Rungvisai type? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think if Rungvisai was bigger and he fought B-Hop, I'd see B-Hop beating him because B-Hop beat guys with power like Tavoris Cloud and Kelly Pavlik. It was just Kovalev had something more. He had that power like that, but he also could box more. So to me, Ward had the tougher out. Definitely a Hall of Famer. And I'm not shitting on Rungvisai. I fuck with Rungvisai. I like Rungvisai. He's a no-nonsense type dude. I mean, when he started grunting, I knew it was over for Chocolatito. I'm like, this motherfucker grunting? Oh, shit. He was grunting with every punch. So he wouldn't be denied. I respect that. But, yeah, some fans are funny. They're like, why is Ward retiring? Like, I understand the selfish side. You want to see him fight more fights, but realistically, what fight is there that he's gonna make as much money as he did in the last two Kovalev fights out there for him? Like the Bellew would have made sense if we were gonna do that cruiserweight. You know what I mean? Jump up. The Anthony Joshua, I never even seen that as a real. I don't know. Maybe Virgil Hunter. I'm not disrespecting him. Maybe he really thought that was but that doesn't sound realistic to me. You know what I'm saying? That never sounded realistic to me to fight Anthony Joshua. Just because that would be Joshua just weighed in for the Klitschko fight at like 262 or something. You know what I mean? So that I don't know. That just doesn't sound right to me. So again, who at light heavyweight would have made more money than he already made? And Ward is clean cut, speaks eloquently. He could work with HBO, ESPN on commentary stuff. He might be invested in property or businesses using Creed. I heard they're making a Creed sequel. He has a life outside of boxing. See, now the unfortunate thing is some of these boxers be fucked up and punch drunk. I talked to Ward on numerous occasions, right? I talked to him a couple months ago, and he don't talk all crazy. Like I can understand him. I like if I ran into Ward at let's say Whole Foods and it sparked up a conversation, I wouldn't be like, "You're a boxer, huh?" Based on the way his face looks, like you know what I mean? Because some boxers, their nose be all crooked. Look at Soto Cadas's nose, man. His nose is fucked up from boxing. Mosley kind of has that nose. You see UFC fighters with the cauliflower ear. If I real, I'm being honest with you, and this is why defense is important. If I really ran into Andre Ward, like I said, at Whole Foods, and I sparked up a conversation with him, I wouldn't be like, "You a boxer? You a fighter?" I could tell because he doesn't show. You know what I mean? Clean cut dude. He doesn't have hell. Like I see a lot of boxers that have a lot of scar tissue and cuts right about their eyebrow and stuff. He don't really look like that, and he definitely don't talk like that. There's a lot of boxers who are younger than Ward, and they're slurring their words and stuff. It's bad. You know what I mean? They're like, yes, yes. You know what I mean? So boxing's a brutal sport. That's why you got to be. I really feel like you got to get in and get out, get your money. You know what I mean? And it's funny because Floyd was one of the first people who publicly said that, and they ridiculed him for that. You know what I mean? They're, oh, he's a bitch. Floyd, he's talking about health comes first. Who cares if so and so's on pads or if this is fight him anyway? Who cares if the gloves are tampered? Fuck that. Because y'all fans ain't gonna be there to support him if he's getting fucked up and spilled about around on the campus. So I agree, man. These fighters gotta do what they could do, maximize their time while they're in it, get their money, and deuces. Like Chino Maidana. I seen interviews, he said his heart's not in it. Leave. I undoubtedly, I think Chino could have fought Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. Those have all been sensational fights. Chino's one of my favorite. If you guys watch my channel, you'll know that, right? And those all could have been great fights. He could have probably won some of them fights. But if his heart is not in it, then you don't need to be in there with Errol Spence because right now this is Errol Spence's time. He's a champion, and his heart's still in it. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense to just, you know what I mean? Like I said, Chino left the game never being stopped. But if you kept fighting, his heart wasn't in it, you know what I mean, slacking in training camp, stuff like that, this is not the sport for you. It's kind of a young man's game, especially if you don't have no D. Pause. Like, man, I'm tell you a true story. I think I was just talking to Dante about it. Um, it sucks because, like Tommy the Hitman Hearns, it hurts my heart too because he's one of my favorites. Tommy Tommy the Hitman Hearns, he be at all of the, not all of them, but I see him around. He was at Canelo Triple G. He was at the Box Fan Expo. But you can't even really interview him because it's not like it's not gonna be, like the proper interview. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. Like, okay, if you watch the Martin show, Martin Lawrence, wow, you know what I'm saying? Martin Hearns was on that show, and he was saying his lines like no problem. But I don't think his like speech is that distinguishable as he's gotten older. You guys get what I'm saying? the clarity is not once there. What it once was, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? This shit is cumulative damage, exactly. So yeah, it's like you can't even like you can't. I don't know. You can't interview them the same, and it sucks. Who else was there? There was I seen a couple of boxers. These are like a lot of the boxers were like older, like who was it? Spinks or Michael Spinks or somebody, and you know what I mean. They got canes to walk around, and that's not just from age because you know what I mean. Some of our parents or people we know might be that same age, but if they weren't um, if they weren't boxers in their former profession, they're not using all that. They don't, you know what I mean? You would still be like the life of a let's say an 83-year-old boxer versus your 83-year-old neighbor who you know what I mean worked at the post office. It's not gonna be the same, man. I'm telling you. Especially the old school people, the you know what I mean, the people who were fighting 15 rounders and glove size and all that didn't matter. They used to box with no gloves back in the day. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Jake LaMotta. He lived a healthy life. Just died yesterday, 95 years old. Sugar Shane, unfortunately. Hagler. I don't know. I haven't really heard Hagler speak too much. I don't really remember. But even if you say Hagler, after the Sugar Ray fight, he felt disrespected and he just said fuck it and retired and went. And I think he moved to Italy. Yeah, I think he might have been doing movies or something. See, I know my shit. I know my shit. You know what I mean? So his career ended when he wanted it to end because he felt he got robbed. So he was just like, fuck it. And then he pieced out and went to Italy with his girl or some shit and just left boxing behind. So he ultimately didn't stay. And the Hagler Ray Leonard fight was very disputed. So, you know what I mean? It wasn't like he just stayed in the game. Like, I'm telling you, boxing ends more people than is the case with like the Frotches, the Maidana, Ward, Floyd. I can name a couple people who kind of went out. Joe Calzaghe. A couple of people went out on their own terms, but I can name far more who got like. Look at Eric Morales. That was one of my favorites. Danny Garcia spun him the fuck around. Danny Garcia hooked him and he spun him around. You know what I mean? After he just went the distance with Danny Garcia. And I think that was Eric Morales' last fight. Look at Paulie Malignaggi. He got knocked out by who? Sam Eggington? Ricky Hatton. Pacquiao knocked him out. Floyd knocked him out first when he was undefeated. Then he came back after retirement. Got knocked out by what's that dude Kell Brook fight? Sinchenko. I got Milk Baby. Who's next? James Toney is funny as fuck. He like, I want to fight the bitch goes. Excuse me, the Klitschko's. James Toney is funny as fuck. Hey, when Jim Gray from Showtime was trying to interview him, and he's like, "Why you walk up on me, dog? I don't even like you like that, dog." He was about to fight Jim Gray. I ain't never seen that. That was so funny. He said, "Why you walking up on me? I don't even like you like that, dog." He's like, "Oh, we go party. Oh, we go party." Oh my gosh. Yeah, sports in general. I seen that thing with Aaron Hernandez, the CTE shit, and they said that upon autopsy, he said, "I want some Burger King. Oh, we go party." Um, yeah, they're saying Aaron Hernandez. They did an autopsy, and his brain was very concussed. They did a CTE scan and all this. Slurred speech, yeah. I mean, I even see it a bit with Brandon Rios, and he's like one of the younger guys. And it's like little stuff too. Sometimes when some of these boxers, it looks like it takes them a second to think about what they like. What's that fighter's name? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask me, oh, who's that guy Kell Brook beat that Ricky Hatton fight? I'll be like, oh, Sinchenko. But for them, you know what I mean? It messes with your memory and stuff. You're like, oh, what's that guy's name? You know what I mean? Little stuff like that. So it's sad, man. You got to get in, get your ducats, control your legacy, and then throw them deuces like Chris Brown. Jermaine Taylor, yeah, man. He's like pulling guns out, and they say he bit his girlfriend. Crazy shit. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm not mad at Ward for that. He got out when he on top. You know what I mean? People were, oh, you pound for pound number one. You avenged the Kovalev shit. I do think Kovalev is kind of hating though. I just did a video about it. He's talking about it's good for the division, good for boxing. But like me, I'm not. I like good sportsmanship, straight up. I like good sportsmanship, and I feel like everyone always wants to say certain things about Floyd, Rigondeaux, Ward, but they had opportunity. Like De La Hoya had so much to say about Floyd. You had the opportunity to beat him. You had the opportunity to knock him out, and you would have still been the cash cow for more years to come. You know what I mean? But you came up short. Kovalev, oh, it's good for boxing, it's good for the division, but you had the opportunity to have those belts. You know what I mean? You would have been the man, and you would have retained the belts. And then the first fight was close. I really thought Ward won the first fight. I don't think it was easy work. I've always maintained the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't easy work. But beyond the knockdown, Kovalev was trying, but he slowed down a touch. You know what I mean? And Ward was raking his body, and he was still winning a lot of that the second half of that fight. So I like the good sportsmanship shit. You know what I mean? Oh, it's good that he's leaving. Yeah, it's good so you don't have to fight him a third time and get beat again. You know what I mean? See, but that's fair. If you said I had Kovalev by 1 point, then that means it was a close fight, and every judge gave the fight. It was a unanimous decision for Ward by 1 round. So to be honest, all these people, like I said, listen to what people say before and after. I've always go back to them old videos immediately after I was at the fight, and I always maintain the same thing. I didn't change it. If you said it was a draw, you said either guy won by 1 round. It was that type of fight. It was a close fight. I've always maintained that. So all the people screaming robbery, you sound crazy. It wasn't a robbery. It was a tight fight. Canelo versus Golovkin, I think, was a tight fight. I think Triple G could have done stuff better, and y'all can quiz me on that. I can tell you what Triple G could have done better. I can tell you what Canelo could have done better. It was a tight fight. Schmuddy Dance, we got our first super chat. Them yellow and them orange ones, I told you I really like those. Julio Lopez, my dude, $10 super chat. Why don't you do call-ins for live stream where could I send fan mail? We working. I gotta work on that stuff. I gotta get a P.O. box because I'm not giving lunatics my address, my real address. You know what I mean? So just stay tuned. The super chats and all this stuff going to a good cause. We plan on taking over this game. Like Conor McGregor said, we didn't plan to take part. We're here to take over. So all that stuff is coming, all the good stuff. I don't just hear the feedback from the fans and then not try to implement it. So it takes time. like for me, first you got to crawl before you can walk, and that's how I've always been. I want to do everything right now, but it's not realistic. It's not feasible. You know what I mean? First, I had to get the website going. Then I did that. Then I had to start getting into the door of these fights. Now we're doing that on a consistent basis. Covered the hottest fights this year. Name one hot fight this year that I didn't cover. You know what I mean? And especially big fight. Mayweather McGregor, Canelo Triple G, Ward Kovalev 2, Broner Garcia. Boom. Am I hiring? I'm always looking for talent. Other talented, like-minded individuals. For sure. Keep on working, man. Yeah. The year ain't even over. That's a great point. That's what's amazing about this. We have so much boxing, and it's not even over. I don't have any clothing yet. I got hats in the box right there. Those will be the first things to launch. Then we'll make some money from that. Use it to get more money, or to get more hat merchandise, and probably start getting into different shit. But I can't talk too much about that stuff. That's all forward thinking. We gotta talk about the present. And 2017 has been a phenomenal year. Let me drink my here. You guys have a drink? This is ginger ale. A toast to 2017. I'm loving this year. New media is loving it. Who would you favor, Joshua Wilder Wilder. I would favor Wilder at the moment. Not saying it's going to be easy. Some people will reference Joshua Klitschko, but in actuality, as a real boxing fan, that's one of the reasons why I would favor Joshua because of that fight. Even though Joshua did his thing, he did good. He sealed the deal with the knockout, nasty ass uppercut. That was just Klitschko's head went like, you know what I mean. But I seen some things in there that would lean me towards Wilder. Wilder's one of them people. It may not always look pretty, but he does little certain like Wilder's like a Danny Garcia to me of his division. Not saying they fight alike, but in the sense of based on certain things in their career, people pile on the hate on those fighters to the point where it's not even realistic. You know what I mean? Like you're not even valuing them. Even Canelo, I would say to this point. Yes, Canelo has done some shitty things in his career, like not shitty. I don't know if that's the right word, but just like the lot of scorecards and Mayweather draws scorecards. Um, why'd you fight Liam Smith? I mean, I get that, but that's not. He didn't do that directly. You know what I mean? And people, they tend to focus all that negativity on the actual fighter. Now, vacating the belt, okay, that's his decision. He vacated it and gave it to Golovkin. Howling Future Super Chat, $5 money dance. Yo, I missed some of the stream. What did you say? What did Canelo say about boxing Conor? I haven't even got to that, so you're just in time. We just freestyling this, talking. But anyway, I think there's certain fighters. Wilder fits into the mold that I'm talking about. Danny Garcia and Canelo, where like based on certain career things, even if it's out of their control, people go above and beyond to hate on them. And I think Wilder's one. Wilder, they focus on the negativity, but he does certain things. Like he's athletic. How come what? How come what? I don't understand your question. No, I don't think Canelo's gonna fight Cotto. Cotto said he's fighting December, and that's it. And Canelo already said, so if he's already saying right now in September that he ain't fighting no more this year, and it looks like the Cotto will be dangerous. So Cotto might fight Mikey Garcia or David Lemieux. I see that happening. Cotto's over there with Golden Boy right now. Billy Joe Saunders is the GOAT. Yeah, you're just saying shit. Do you think Danny is ducking Porter? Porter's been calling him out. Um, it's kind of premature because I don't like see this. If you notice me, this is why my track record is pretty clean. It's like when I'm saying Wilder's fighting Ortiz, it's because I have a source that I believe in. Like for the most part, that's how it goes. And then it's a high probability of being right. I don't like saying like people say Ward is ducking Kovalev and he won't rematch him, and all those people look like idiots because he ended up fighting him next. When Ward said, "Oh, I'm retiring," the first time after the Kovalev first fight, they said Ward's ducking. So I don't like to do that for me, for my standards. So I'm not gonna outright say Danny Garcia, oh, he's a duck, and then 2 weeks later, you know what I mean? You go to your favorite website or YouTube and there's videos Danny Garcia fighting Sean Porter at the Barclay. So I'm not gonna do that. I don't like doing that. I can make speculations on what or observations really that I've seen. It doesn't look like Danny Garcia is trying to fight Porter, but I can't say he's ducking him until I see who he fights next. Now, if he fights John Molina or Berto or something next, then you can say he ducked him. You know what I mean? So I like at the end of the day, what's done in dark comes to light. That's how I operate. What's done in dark comes to light. So his next move is going to show us where his head's at. But I'm not going to right now say it, and then 2 weeks later they're fighting. I look like a fucking tool. But I can say that it doesn't look like people want to fight Errol Spence Jr. But we'll see what happens. Broner versus Berto. It's a good fight. AB versus AB. Let's get it. and where the fighters are at, they're both off losses. So where they're at in their careers, that would be a kind of a important fight. I would like that because I mean, you got to look at it. If what Berto does is not what Mikey Garcia does, and that's who Broner just lost to, and then what Broner does is not what Sean Porter does, and that's who Berto just lost to. And I was at both of those fights, so it'd be an interesting fight because styles make fights. Broner versus Berto would be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Broner, most of his losses have come against bigger guys, and I would say Berto's probably the naturally bigger guy. And he has speed. Broner's flat-footed, but then again, we've seen Berto lose, so maybe Broner can pick up on some. So I don't know. That's a good fight. That'd be a good, real good fight to be. Or even Danny Garcia versus what's the name? Broner. Broner would have to fight smart, and if he's not letting his hand, listen. People got to understand boxing. People would look at Berto's worst performances or ones he lost or whatever. Like, I don't even count Soto Karass. I mean, I count it, but he had one arm, so that's why I'm saying I don't count it. Like, I think if he was two-handed and able, I think he would have beat Soto Karass. But, because he even hurt Soto Karass with one arm. But, like, if you look at other fights, like Robert Guerrero, Floyd Mayweather versus Berto, and Berto versus Sean Porter, none of those guys really fight like Broner. So, some people are saying, oh, Berto should retire. No, it's just those styles don't really work well for him. Mugging pressure, nobody beats Floyd. You know what I mean? Guys like Robert Guerrero, so... They both got sneaky uppercuts, to be honest. I like to see Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence. I want to see Errol Spence versus anybody talk. Do y'all want to see Canelo's response to the Conor McGregor fight? Do y'all want to see that now? If y'all want to see Canelo Alvarez's response to potentially fighting Conor McGregor, because I know that's the rumor, and you guys seen in the title, let's get up to 150 likes or better. So hit the like button, and I can show you. Shout out to Infant Goldie, $1 super chat, Shmoney Dance. Everything helps. Every little bit counts. Once we get to 150 likes, I will show you guys. And we'll just continue this good old-fashioned boxing talk. You guys know how I do it. Conor could be a life. Y'all crazy. You the man, ego fucks with you, blood. You're realistic with no emotion. I'm the Terminator. I don't have no emotions when it comes to boxing. And that's a game full of emotions. Death Row East, come to Death Row. Ike was born ready. No, I'm just playing. Let's see. You want to see? Can we get to 175 now? Y'all got me to the 150. Can we get 175? I'm going to hit play. If we get to 175 likes, I'll hit play. So y'all can see what your boy Canelo said about fighting Conor McGregor. 175, we close. We close, but no cigar. 175 likes. Did we hit it? No, we ain't at 175 yet. Oh.
¿Nosotros no te rebajarías a pelear con McGregor?
No, mira, no voy a decir que no, ¿no? Porque nunca hay que decir nunca. Pero como te digo, creo que tiene que hacer unas peleas en boxeo. Creo que tiene buena técnica. Es un peleador que contragolpea rápido, tiene reflejos bien. Pero creo que le falta experiencia en el boxeo. Cualquier otro peleador, creo que más joven, más fuerte. Creo que en los primeros 5 no dura, ¿no?
¿Nosotros no te rebajarías a pelear?
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what he said? Or were you able to read it if you don't speak Spanish? I'll play it one more time.
que no.
O sea, tú no te rebajarías a pelear con McGregor.
No, mira, no voy a decir que no, ¿no? Porque nunca hay que decir nunca. Pero como te digo, creo que tiene que hacer unas peleas en boxeo. Creo que tiene buena técnica. Es un peleador que contragolpea rápido, tiene reflejos bien, pero creo que le falta experiencia en el boxeo. Cualquier otro peleador, creo que más joven, más fuerte, creo que en los primeros 5 no dura, ¿no?
O sea, tú no te rebajarías a...
That's from the man Ike was born ready himself. He said basically, in case you couldn't read subtitles that quick, he basically said that Conor's quick with his counter punches, but he needs more experience as a boxer. He says, I will never say never. He said, I don't like to say never, so I can't say I will never fight him. But I personally think he needs more experience in boxing. He says, in fact, if he would have fought someone younger than Mayweather, somebody younger, maybe even more powerful, then he would have been stopped inside of 5. So that's from Conor. I don't think he should fight Canelo. And like I said, like you gotta crawl. This game is brutal. Crawl before you walk. Let's say, if anything, fight Paulie Malignaggi first. See how you do with that. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what Broner did. We got another one. I told y'all them yellow and them orange super chats are on point. DHP Jr. $10 super chat. Shmoney dance. We've been doing the Shmoney dance all day. Here you go, champ. We working, man. I'm getting better. Once I get better, it's on. I'm about to start killing y'all with the content again. But for me, everybody, it's just like, remember if you guys really fuck with me and watch my channel last year, I made a video about daring to be great. Daring to be great. Kell Brook and Amir Khan jumping up 13 pounds, 12 pounds, all that to fight Canelo for Khan, and then Kell Brook to fight Triple G. You have to crawl before you walk. Ego's live when I was at work. Now he's on again. Ego doing the work. Hashtag respect. Yeah, man, we keep this thing moving. No sickness can stop where we going and derail us. But I always believe that. Crawl before you can walk. If you establish yourself as the man in your division or came very close to it, at least got suitable fights, and then you moved up for a big money fight, maybe. But you moved in for the, like, I can't fault Conor for fighting Mayweather, because who wouldn't? You make all that $75 million, and your UFC highest paycheck is probably under $20 million, probably closer to $15 million. You know what I mean? So of course, take that. See if you could use your youth size to destroy Floyd, which you couldn't. But I don't think you should come back and fight a Canelo, even though you make a lot of money in that fight. Fight Paulie, because at least it's a guy who's retired, like Floyd was. He's not the biggest puncher. Just like Broner, when he jumped up 2 weight classes, he didn't fight Keith Thurman. He fought Paulie Malignaggi for his belt. That makes more sense. I'm not saying Paulie's a bad fight that you can't lose to Paulie, but it's better than fighting the most. Okay, if Broner jumped up 2 weight classes and had a win versus Paulie, and then had a Maidana fight and lost, imagine what Maidana would have done if Broner chose him as his first fight. It wouldn't make sense. Just like Kell Brook fighting Triple G didn't make sense. You know what I mean? So you got stopped by Floyd. If you really want to give this boxing thing a go, then you have to build for it. It's just no different than, like, I was at the Undisputed fight, Crawford and Dongan. Shakur Stevenson fought like a 4 to 6 rounder. Why don't you think he's an Olympian? He just got a silver medal, so he got to the last stage of the Olympics. Why don't they just immediately put him in a 10 or 12 rounder? Because you have to crawl before you can walk. And that's what people keep doing, these quick the cash grabs and shit. You know what I mean? It's stupid. Because now you look at Kell Brook, his career may never be the same after taking that Triple G fight. Someone just said Paulie, and I forgot said Paulie. but his career might not ever be the same because he sustained an injury he never had. Nobody knew anything about Kell Brook getting that type of injury until he fought fucking Golovkin. So it's stupid. That's why weight classes are in place. And then coincidentally, he fights his next fight back at welterweight, and he gets the same injury in a different eye. You know what I mean? And now we don't know what he's going to be looking like. Yeah, I heard Conor McGregor's trying to get the Ali Act implemented in the UFC. Good luck to him. And I know a lot more. I know a lot more than I put on wax for a variety of different reasons. Because sometimes the people who told me are close to the situation, and I don't want, I don't want it to come back on them. But I talked to some people, and Kell Brook ain't taking this loss right. So anybody, if you know Kell Brook, you'll know what I'm talking about. He's not taking this losing the belt great. So fighters got to be smart. It's daring to be great. I mean, same thing with you crazy. Why am I crazy? Or what if I said that was crazy? I'm not even joking. He better get over it. Easier said than done. Oh, you're talking to someone else? See, I don't know. Y'all don't even be responding. You responded to people in the comment section, but you don't put their name, so I don't know who you guys are talking to. Yeah, I'm about to probably check out the Niners game. I hope we don't go 0-3. That's pretty shitty. But boxing is brutal, man. Come to the Ego East. Tired of these guys dancing all in the videos. I ain't seen no one that's hot seat worthy. Yeah, we definitely need a quarterback for sure. I'm mad because we haven't had someone like the Raiders quarterback, Steve Carr. We haven't had a quarterback on that level in some time. Canelo would put Conor in a stretcher. Yeah, I don't think he should take that. Like I said, money's cool, but you can make some money with Paulie, and that's a lot less likely to get stopped in that fight than versus Canelo. And then, I mean, what good are you going to be for the UFC if you get bodied in boxing twice back to back, and this time by an even bigger puncher, bigger guy? It's just not. You got to be right. So you got to prioritize how much money is worth, because you're not going to make, if Conor, after losing to Floyd, fought Canelo, you're not going to make as much money as you made fighting Floyd. That's a given, because Floyd's the guy who beat Canelo, and he's undefeated, and African American versus Caucasian, and it was the enigma of not knowing exactly how Conor would look in the boxing forum. You know what I mean? Now that we have 11 rounds or whatever it was in the Mayweather-McGregor fight. How many rounds was it? What round did he get stopped? In the 10th? He got stopped in the 10th, didn't he? But anyway, we have X amount of rounds in the Mayweather-McGregor, so we got a feel for what he could do. So the allure is not there anymore. So he's not going to make as much money as he did with Mayweather. But Canelo could seriously hurt you based on his size and his aggressiveness because he's younger. Charlo or Triple G, great fight. Every time I say this, like I said, y'all can step in the hot seat. Every time I say anything about Triple G, I'm giving you my honest opinion, and y'all say I'm hating. And the funny thing is, listen to me. I know, let's say Floyd or Andre Ward. I know people that have channels or write articles, and they detest and despise Floyd and Andre Ward, and you will never hear him say anything good. I'm not like that. I tell you what's good about Triple G. I say he has a hell of a chin. His amateur pedigree is on point. He's a good fighter. But I also tell you what needs improvement or what else I see. And that's it, straight up. But like Triple G versus Charlo, I think it would be a same type of fight. If Charlo could take a punch or keep Golovkin at range, it'd be the same type of fight where it's like this close affair. I think Canelo, and I hate always using the word exposed, but for lack of a better word, he exposed what troubles Golovkin. I think Golovkin's last 3 fights showed us little things. Because before that, he wasn't even looking human. He was just going in there and like, hey, no, bow, you know what I mean? Guys are getting knocked out. And listen to me. It's so funny. New media is having such a great year. Because a lot of what I said, I still feel to this day. Like, I told you, there's no fighter, anybody who is just gonna blow through everybody. Just not even just winning, just blow through them like they're nothing. That means you haven't met your match. But there's someone there for everybody. Someone who could take a shot, they could give a shot. Someone who has crazy power, crazy dip. You know what I mean? And it was just so happened the last 4 years, the middleweight division wasn't really stacked. You didn't have Canelo there at one point. You didn't have Jamal Charlo, right? Danny Jacobs had battled cancer and had started building himself back on the comeback trail. But I knew as soon as Golovkin started, and I told you this, as soon as Golovkin started fighting better people, the fights got harder and the fights got more competitive. That's what it is. And you know how I know that? You know how I know that? It's because I watch boxing and I've studied the history and the lineage. Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez, Tommy the Hitman Hearns, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Julian Jackson, John Mugabe, Floyd, Pacquiao. None of these guys, and they were all great. I just named a sequence of great fighters. None of them ran through everybody. Did Roberto Duran run through Tommy Hearns? Did he? Did Roberto Duran run through Tommy the Hitman Hearns? He gave Sugar Ray a tough ass fight, beat him. Then Sugar Ray beats him 2 times. That's how boxing is. Pacquiao and Mayweather have this generation's best skills, but then they got in there with equally matched people. And like Marquez has always troubled Pacquiao every single time. Every single time they fight, it's a tough fight. And then the ultimate crescendo to Pacquiao getting knocked the fuck out, right? Mayweather, when he fought Diego Corrales, that was a step up. That was an easier fight for him. But when he fought Castillo, a guy who has a win over Corrales. Hold on, did I say it right? Yeah. Castillo was a tough ass fight for Floyd, right? Cotto was a tough fight for Floyd. So it's almost impossible for you to never be tested if you're fighting the best of the best and you're in a division. Like, literally, this is a great example. When Adrian Broner and Terrence Crawford, especially Crawford, because I think he's the more skillful guy, when they were at 135, they left because there weren't that many names at 135. They left the division. If Terrence Crawford stayed at 135, I guarantee you he could set records for like most knockouts in a row or like the best performances and this and that. He would be able to because he would be going through a top 20 and none of the top 20s are Shane Mosley or Roberto Duran. Nobody is like that at the time he was facing him. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So Terrence Crawford, after he beat Ricky Burns, who was a champion, Ray Beltran, who's a vet and Pacquiao sparring partner, there weren't many names for him. So divisions do matter. Because if you're in a division that's not really, you're in a division that isn't really stacked, then if you stay there and stay in the non-stacked division, then you're good. And that's how it is. And like I said, look at who says what when they say it and do they backtrack. I haven't backtracked on anything. I told you Andre Ward to me was pound for pound number 1. He just retired, and I think he retired as that. You know what I mean? I'm not backtracking. Shout out to Love Sexy 71 for trying to correct me when they don't know shit about boxing. The comment says, Love Sexy 71 says, Diego never lost to Castillo. Diego Corrales. Chico, rest in peace. Jose Luis Castillo lost. Knockout in the 4th. Great job trying to correct me. You did awesome. Why do y'all even try that? Diego never lost to Castillo, even though he got knocked out. And that was his next fight after the Castillo first fight, where he barely won because it was a back and forth war. Okay. See, y'all think I don't be paying attention. Y'all think I don't, because there's so many comments coming in. We got over 100 people in the chat. Y'all don't think I'll be on it. See, and the reason I pulled it up, because I knew right when I see it, it's a new media. You can't just say this shit. You got to prove it to me. You got to show me. What are you talking about? Diego never lost. So Love Sexy 71, take your L, because I'm showing you right here. He fought Castillo in an all-time great war where she won by TKO, and then they rematched, and Castillo knocked him out. Gotta know your boxing. Gotta know your boxing, especially if you try to correct people. This is why I never really liked peer editing in school, because if you don't know how to spell, you're gonna think I misspelled something, because you yourself don't know how to spell. So if you pass your papers to the front and you don't know how to spell, you're like, oh, you spelled this word wrong. But I, in fact, spelled it right. You don't know how to spell. Apologize, sexy. Yeah, the apologies never come. They never apologize. Am I going to Rigo versus Loma? I want to. I love it out in New York. So wait, do you think he will fight McTapper? Canelo says never say never. So I would definitely say it's a chance. I don't think it's a guarantee, though. I said my bad. See, I don't even get a sorry. I just get my bad. But it's cool. We'll settle for that. I'm just saying, y'all try to correct me. Y'all try to correct me. We gonna see. And I could have really put you in the hot seat. It's all good, Love Sexy. We here to educate. We here to have fun. No big deal. I'm just saying, y'all speaking and trying to correct me. And like I said, I've been wrong. You guys correct me. That's cool. This is what we do because we real boxing fans. But I don't know. I don't think it's a guarantee that Conor and Canelo fights, but there would probably be money there. I mean, it's not going to mean much if Canelo knocks him out, but just like Floyd, it didn't really mean much for Floyd's career. It's not like he was going to stay and defend the WBC money belt. You know what I mean? I think it's a bad look for Conor more than anything if it's happening in boxing, because I think Canelo will hurt that boy. And they both fatigue and have stamina issues, but at least Canelo will be more on his. Canelo will be more in his arena with the stamina issue. Listen, and actually, I just thought about something. Canelo, his stamina has looked decent. It's looked bad before, but he was in there with a power punching Golovkin who was on his ass for like 12 rounds. So if he could deal with that pressure, put it this way, could Conor McGregor have dealt with Golovkin being on his ass like that for 12 rounds? Hell no. And he wouldn't even have the defense to get out of the way of them shots. Golovkin would like send his head back to crumbling. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be good. You know what I mean? Canelo has defense and he knows how to navigate the ring, buy some time and stuff. So, man, Canelo or Golovkin would beat Conor. Canelo with Conor. I'm getting all these motherfuckers' names confused. Conor would not be able to do with that Golovkin pressure for 12 rounds. He don't have the defense to. And he don't know his way around the ring. I probably won't do a 7 reasons for Charlo Lubin because realistically, I usually say those for the bigger fights. Now that's a decently big fight, but I don't know enough about Lubin to really be like I need to do 7 reasons. You know what I mean? So I'm not even like all the way comfortable in my prediction. I'm edging it to Charlo based on experience. But I haven't seen, like, I don't even remember who Lubin fought. I watched most of his televised PBC fights, but like I think he fought on the Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia undercard and all these fights. But I don't really know much enough about him as to make 7 whole reasons why Charlo beat. So I probably won't do it for that, to be honest. Speaking of UFC, what do you think of Kevin Lee versus Ferguson? Good fight, slight edge to Ferguson. I mean, Ferguson's pretty confident in the zone. He was about to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov, so that shows me, and he was talking shit too, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he's confident. But Kevin Lee, he's trained with Mayweather, sparred him, so maybe he can pull something off. But I think I would give an edge to Ferguson at the moment. He said he had a good boy winning. Hey, Ego, do you know why Canelo used different brand gloves? No, I don't know. I heard he had an injury or something in the camp, but I don't know because Reynoso's, they did a fight week. I have a video, and they're saying, hey, this is a great camp. We had no injuries. So, I mean, I know you wouldn't probably declare it, but the fact that I don't know, it's weird. Because I got a video of the Reynosos saying, hey, we had no injuries. We had a great camp. So that kind of contradicts, oh, he got injured in camp and needed to wear different gloves. But yeah, normally I think he wears like Everlast MX gloves, so I'm not sure. I don't know why he switched. What way do you see Fury Parker bout going? It's gonna be on YouTube pay-per-view. What the fuck is YouTube pay-per-view? That's hella funny. YouTube trying to come up in the boxing game, trying to get some money. I don't know. I haven't seen enough recent activity from Hughie Fury. I'll probably just favor Parker. The rematch, I would favor Canelo, especially if he waits till September. Because Golovkin, style-wise, he's not the most defensive guy. You know what I mean? Let Golovkin rematch Danny Jacobs or some shit. Get banged up even more. Even if he wins, you know what I mean? He's going to take some shots from Danny Jacobs. Billy Joe Saunders even. You know what I mean? So the longer the rematch is prolonged, the more I see Canelo winning. If it's an immediate rematch, then Golovkin has a shot. He has a shot to beat him. But I think Canelo is younger. Well, he is younger. But I think his style is going to be preserved longer because he has a defense. You know what I mean? So if they're like, oh, okay, we got through a tough fight, cool. Stall him out. We made money. We gave the fans what they want. Then it's going to get worse and worse for Golovkin. Because as he fights other people, he's no longer Mr. Invincible now. You know what I mean? So you might see Danny Jacobs if they rematch, but they probably don't even want that rematch. You might see Danny Jacobs trying to tee off on him. Because now, you got to look at it. And this is me speaking for him. I could contact him if you guys want. But for me, with Danny Jacobs, I want to say he really set the blueprint. Like, Kell Brook did a little bit, but he got stopped. You know what I'm saying? Danny Jacobs actually went the distance. So he gave motherfuckers belief that you can go the distance with Golovkin, if that makes any sense. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Kell Brook did show some vulnerabilities in Golovkin, but he got stopped, so it doesn't really matter what you did if you still got stopped. You can only expose a man to a certain degree if you're getting stopped, knocked out. You know what I mean? But Danny Jacobs was the first to go the distance in a long time with Golovkin. Since Golovkin's been Golovkin and been on HBO. So he gave people hope. Lanata's combination punching is something else. Definitely. When will the fight happen, Ego? Y'all asking the wrong person. You call that guy a bum? I just blocked him. I don't have time for little kid shit. Listen, new media style. If I'm on a live stream, or anyone, if you're just on a boxing blog and they care more about the host and how the host looks than actual boxing is looking shaky, baby. Cause that's weird. Like if I go to like occasionally I watch Joe Rogan's podcast for UFC shit, right? You know, I've never once really paid attention to his facial hair, what Joe Rogan's wearing. I'm just trying to hear what he's talking about these upcoming UFC fights. But when I get on here, y'all be like, oh, your fucking beard. Your beard sucks. And shout out to Orphan Nice, who has the swastika that I just blocked. He has a swastika as his profile image. Inglorious bastard. So shout out to you. You just got blocked, my friend. Take your neo-Nazi white nationalist ass somewhere else, because this is not for you. Block L. You got a swastika. Need we say anything else? Shouldn't you be doing this somewhere instead of on a boxing stream? I just seen a video of this dude. He had full KKK garments on, and then somebody walked up to him. I couldn't tell what race the person, but they just knocked him the fuck out. And he was like, no, and then the dude just bop, and then the dude gets knocked out. I was like, damn, y'all crazy. He got slept. You probably seen the clip I'm talking about. That shit was brutal. Yeah, I fuck with Joe Rogan's podcast. It does have some good shit. But what I'm saying is people, when I'm doing, this is basically like a podcast. I'm just chilling, vibing with y'all, talking boxing. And people all in my beard and, why do you have glasses? Take your hat off. Your mustache sucks. Why do you care what I look like? Just sit back, chill, and shut the fuck up. I do think Golovkin should fight sooner than later. Again, I think it's style. I think it's just better that he fight Billy Joe Saunders. Does Joe Rogan smoke? I don't know what people be doing. I haven't had no tea today, but I'm gonna get some. Joe be getting toasted? Damn. Hell yeah, he smokes. Oh, I figured he would, but I didn't know. He is a huge drug advocate. Oh, wow. See, I didn't know. I don't watch it like that to know all that. Occasionally I see it on my homepage on YouTube. Oscar D, what up? Man, a lot of great. I'm just happy for boxing, man. All the motherfuckers who was talking about UFC's taking over, boxing is dead. Y'all sound stupid. Y'all really do. Because UFC is not cracking right now. Do y'all think it is? Do y'all think UFC is having the best year? I don't. I think there's a lot going wrong. Amanda Nunes, her fight with their rematch with that chick was very controversial. The first time she was supposed to rematch her, she couldn't make weight or got dehydrated or whatever. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Tony Ferguson, he can't make weight, gets dehydrated and hospitalized last minute. John Jones makes a 2-year comeback, wins spectacularly on the same night as Broner Garcia, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I was at the Broner Garcia fight in New York. And then spectacularly wins. Then he tests positive. Then he fails his B sample. Conor McGregor gets splattered by a guy 2 years off the couch in Floyd Mayweather. Brendan Schaub was saying Conor was going to do this, that, and a lot of UFC guys, Conor gets splattered. I mean, what's happening? Ronda Rousey, her coach is making her sound crazy, talking about they want the Chris Cyborg fight now. Why you want to fight now for 2 knockout losses, but when you was undefeated, all-time confidence, you didn't want the fight? See, this propaganda, man. Ronda Rousey better. She shouldn't fight Chris Cyborg. You see, and you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be like, oh, you hate this person. If I hated her, I would tell her to go fight Chris Cyborg. But I'm not even trying to see that. I don't hate the girl, but I don't want to see that. I'll watch it, but I don't think it'll be good for her. You know what I'm saying? If she fights Chris Cyborg straight off, She's taking too many breaks of inactivity after her losses. Her confidence is not. There's no way. Listen, somebody explain this to me. Hey, Mo, man. Hey, Mo. Explain this to me. Listen, how can your confidence, when Ronda Rousey, up until the Betch Correa fight, how can her confidence, she beat Misha Tate 3 times, I think, knocked out Betch Correa, was in the Fast and the Furious. You're not that checked it, bitch, right? She was on top of the world. She was in Entourage movie. How can her confidence be that high as that moment when she just took 2 back-to-back losses? Even if you have a good poker face, I'm not saying you can't have confidence after a loss, but how could it be as high as it was when you were on top of the world, where everyone believed in you? I just don't see it. And then what she did to me made it worse from a fighter. Before the Amanda Nunes, she was on the Ellen DeGeneres show crying, I should just have Travis's babies. Don't tell people that. Andre Ward, who just retired today, shout out to my dude Dre, he had a great piece that he said on the commentary of the Chocolatito fight. If you guys remember that, Andre Ward was saying that Chocolatito at the fighter, Roman Gonzalez at the fighter meeting, after he lost to Rungosai, he was like talking about his power. He was like, I don't know if my power is the same for these guys, and blah, blah, blah. And Andre Ward was like, I would never say that. I would never put that out there like that. I would have just kept that to myself. And I absolutely agree. You don't show the chinks in your armor like that as a fighter. You heard it. Yeah, see, you guys know what I'm talking about. Ward said that. Like, I would never have told people that. And then look, what happened to Roman Chocolatito? Got splattered. You know what I mean? So Ronda Rousey coming on Ellen crying, like, I should just have Travis's babies. You know what I mean? You got points for like feminists and that crowd, you know what I mean, who sympathize with you. But Amanda Nunes looks like she does not play no fucking game. She don't look like she gives a fuck about you, about tears. So that's just, you're just exposing yourself. The art of skullduggery, my friend. Yes, I love it. That's what I'm talking about. And Mike Tyson talked about it. He was like, he was talking about, so I would be at the face-off and I would stand down and I'm looking. I don't break away contact. And when he looks away for that split second, that millisecond, I know, boom, I know I got him. Art of skullduggery. You gotta have a poker face, but you crying and shit. Like I said, the feminist groups and like people who watch Oprah, or, you know what I mean, just people in general who aren't part of the fight game, not fighters, they might sympathize with that. Amanda Nunes got a fucking lioness lion head at the weigh-in, takes it off, got a fucking mullet, and looks like Michael Jackson. She's not worried about your tears. She got her little bad chick. You know what I mean? She don't care about your tears. She wants to destroy you. She don't look like Michael Jackson to y'all? The girl is so dangerous. As y'all can tell, I'm feeling a little. Amanda Nunes does not look like she gives a fuck. Man, she looked dead on Dangerous Michael. It has to be through certain years because Michael went through several transformations. I'm tired of injustice. I'm tired of the scheme. Amanda Nunes was not tripping off of no Ellen show. I can assure you that. She had a fucking mullet before the Rousey fight and a lion mask. What the fuck are y'all talking about? She did not give a fuck about Ronda Rousey. She knocked her out. Bro, man. Bro. I'm tired of injustice. Tired of scheme. Does it look like she gives a fuck about you? Look, she don't look like, bruh, I'm lying? Okay. I'm a liar. I don't know. She look like MJ to me. Fuck what y'all talking about. Look at her. I'm tired of injustice. me, hype me, don't you black or white me. Hell no. Oh shit, y'all got me clicking on the Matrix. Look. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to roast. She look like she's not playing no fucking games. That's the whole point of this. Look, she didn't have a cool Michael Jackson mullet. Are y'all serious? Look at this mullet, though. She had the wet mullet, man. Amanda Nunes ain't playing with y'all. Look. Is it just a lie? Oh my gosh. Amanda Nunes ain't. Is it just a lie? Bruh, she's not tripping off no Ellen show, I'm trying to tell y'all. Look at that. That's the face of an assassin. Can't be crying into a girl like that. She's laughing. She want to eat your tears. I want to eat your kids for breakfast. Like, look. She a killer. It was at this moment she knew she fucked up. That's why she was doing that shush at the end. Nunes is a beast, though. She's like, yeah, I seen that Ellen shit. I can't wait to get you in the ring. Now you talking about putting her in with her? Man, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't put that Rousey in there with that. No Cyborg. That's just foolishness. I don't know. Don't do that. Like I said, why didn't you want to fight Chris Cyborg when she was undefeated? When Ronda Rousey was undefeated, but now all of a sudden you want to fight her? Did I miss the shmoney Dan? Oh yeah, I did. $2 super chat. My dude, Boss Man 510, $2 super chat. Thank you. She got that Soul Glow mullet. Let yourself. I just got to his donation right now. Shout out to y'all. I think I got all of them. I don't think I missed them. Anyone else? Yeah, I don't want to see Ronda Rousey. If she does come back, it doesn't need to be against Cyborg. That's problematic. Does it look like Amanda Nunes cares? Look at this shit. What is this from Dusk Till Dawn shit? She doesn't care. I'm trying to tell y'all. She's just there to scrap. She was about to. I want to suck your blood. Ronda. One. 2. 48 seconds. She a killer. Why don't y'all listen to me, man? She a killer. Look at the teeth. That's her mouthpiece. That better be her mouth. 1. I want to kill you. Hell no, the Lost Boys. This shit is so funny. I hate people with these teeth in the middle, these corn teeth. Y'all could just leave this earth right now. I hate people with them small ass fucking teeth. Rhonda, how about the rematch? Transylvania. Hell no. Fuck no. She about to bite Rhonda's neck next. She in the Lost Boys. Lestat looking ass. I'm telling you, man, this game is not designed for if your heart's not in it. Rhonda, I hate corn teeth. That's what I call it. You know, little niblets of corn. I hate that. See, my teeth don't look like that. But if I had corn teeth, I would probably be a serial killer. I don't like them corn teeth. Do you think Wilder has the heart? What does that mean? When is he not showed heart? Oh, so you like corn teeth? How's it cold? Everybody has preference. I don't like when people have them small ass elephant toe teeth, them dolphin teeth. I don't like that. I knew a girl. She had big hoops, but her teeth are like, you know what I mean? Those little. I don't like that. Like you just filed your shit down to half the size. Not a fan. You got hurt when you fighting with a hurt or broken hand in a professional. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when does Wilder not showed his heart? He got hurt in the Eric Molina fight and came back and stopped him. Molina had like an 81% knockout ratio. All the UK AJ fanboys talk mad shit about Wilder. Yeah, man. I mean, it just comes with the territory. I like both of them. I like Josh. I like all these fighters, really. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like Joshua and Wilder. AJ will break him. Then AJ should fight him. Like, I don't, whatever your name is, Weed Degree. See, we can't even trust now. You probably high when you wrote that. Your username is Weed Degree with marijuana plants. So you're untrustworthy already because you high as fuck. AJ go break. You already high. No, you're not. You high right now because you're putting high shit. High people always think of the most shit. What if you looked at AJ in the mirror, they would be calling him Ja Rule. It would be J.A. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You high. Sit down. No, I'm saying, AJ, if you look at it in the mirror, it'll say J.A. Duh. So we should be calling him Joshua. Like, what the fuck? Shut your high ass up. How about that? You off that premium kush. It's cool. I'm in California. Marijuana is legal here. But you're just talking just to be talking. And your name is Weed Degree. Because you couldn't get a degree in anything else. You're not smart enough. You had to resort to the drug field. You couldn't get a degree in like medical field or engineering. So you went with what you know. Salute to you. You went with this. AJ gonna kill everybody. High people be embellishing too. I think AJ would kill God. Like what? Did you just say AJ will kill God? Yeah, I think he's strong enough to do it. Like God created AJ. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, let's excuse him. We're talking about AJ will kill God and all this shit. Laughing about you. Who got offered $3 million? What are you talking about? I'm just saying, high people always be. I had a friend that was high one time, and we had like some kind of house party or something, and the music was on. Like we were in the living room, and the TV was on. And it was like the Flintstones, you know, the cartoon, the Flintstones, and he was high as fuck, and he was like, "Hey, it looks like Fred Flintstone's rapping." Like what? And no bullshit. Because the cartoon mouth, they're not really saying stuff, so it's just moving. So it actually did look like Fred Flintstone was rapping Tupac or whatever. You know what I mean? looked like Fred was, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You know what I mean? So if you ever get high, watch a cartoon with the cartoon on mute and put rap music on, and it might look like they freestyle. So just a little something. Oh my gosh, the high man is back because I got the pain. No, you're high. We're just trying to calm you down. Wilder will get smacked. Okay. I mean, Klitschko is a good fighter, but he's 41, and Joshua didn't smash him easily. So why is it? You know what I'm saying? Why Wilder get smashed? You don't think? Okay, so Mr. Weed Master, you don't think that Wilder has anything that Joshua has to respect, but he respected Klitschko because it took 11 rounds. Okay, I'm about to put you in the hot seat with your high ass because now you just listen. All right, Weed Degree. Do you want to jump in the hot seat? Yes or no? It's time to flame you. You like weed, so we gonna light up right now. I'm gonna light you up. Do you want to be in the hot seat? I was trying to be cool and just make some jokes, but now since you like weed so much, it's time to light you up. Like a fat one, like a blunt. Do you want to be in the hot seat? We gonna light you up. All the fans, when we giving you the L, you are the L. We gonna smoke you and give you this L. So do you want to be in the hot seat? See, I wasn't even trying to do any hot seats. We went this whole thing without doing. No, you have to put yes or no, not emojis. Say yes. Yes or no. And you put a million thumbs up. All you have to do is put yes or no, which is actually less characters. Yes, B-O. I don't know what that means. Okay. So, now it's time to smoke a little weed degree. We all gonna get our degree in weed tonight. You said, why did Deontay Wilder not fight Dillian White for $3 million? He got $900,000 for Washington. Yet, Deontay Wilder is fighting Luis Ortiz on a stacked card. So why would he fight Dillian White? Why would he say, fuck this Luis Ortiz fight, who is a #1 mandatory for Anthony Joshua, to fight Dillian White? Okay, you're not answering. Old man Ortiz. How old is Dillian White? He came from martial arts background, so he doesn't even have that many. He doesn't have as much boxing experience as what's his name, Luis Ortiz. But answer the question. Why would? So do you think Dillian White is a more challenging fight to really any heavyweight division in the division than Luis Ortiz? Don't burn up your responses. You put in LOL. You start wasting your responses. Answer the question. So Dillian White is a tougher fight for the top level guys than Luis Ortiz. Even though Dillian White, he's a good fighter, but he's been stopped by Joshua. Luis Ortiz ain't got stopped by anybody and was ducked. He would give Wilder, you see, you're not even answering the question. He would give Wilder a better fight than Ortiz. Says who? You're the only one saying it. See, I told you, you should have just backed down because we knew you was high to begin with. He's the next Muhammad Ali. Like, what are you talking about? How would Dillian White, who I thought probably should have lost, I got to watch it again, but I thought he lost to Derek Chisora and Joshua knocked him out. How is he going to give him the better fight than Luis Ortiz, who has dumbass experience, hits harder, and is undefeated, never been knocked out? So you explain that to me. No, see what they always do? Now he's saying, give me 5 top names Wilder has fought. That's not the argument at all. You're saying he should have fought Dillian White when he's fighting Luis Ortiz, who, in my opinion, is the tougher fight for him. And height-wise, they're about the same. They're both probably like 6'4". So hurry up and get this L so we can smoke you and continue this stream. You almost out of here. He ain't fought nobody. All right, that's one wasted response. LOL. See, that's the thing. See, before when we started the hot seat, y'all could just keep putting unnecessary responses. You got 3. You got 3 to respond to my question. And you just wasted 1, so now you have 2. So We all finna get a contact high giving you this L. I'm gonna ask you before you put anything else. Come on, bro. USA has 2 heavyweight prospects. What are you talking? You're not answering my question. And that really should be your second response. Listen, you only have 3 and you already burnt 1. And you really burnt 2. I'm going to ask you again because you kept typing. So I'm only counting you for 1. Tell me how Dillian White is a tougher fight than Luis Ortiz for Wilder when Luis Ortiz, older or not, has never been knocked out. He's the same exact height or close to the same height as Dillian White, and he's undefeated, and I think he hits harder than Dillian White. Not saying White has no power, but I think Luis, with his technique, hits harder. So you already burned up 1. You got 2. So you might want to think about this one. I told you it was high, but y'all didn't want to listen. Then he started bringing up America has 2 top prospects. What? Someone said he's smoking angel dust. Yeah. Luis Ortiz is definitely the tougher fight. He coughed it up a lung. Yeah, he gonna get this work. I told y'all, I wasn't even trying to do the hot seat. Y'all be baiting me into this bullshit. I was perfectly fine just talking regular boxing. New media. Undefeated, Luis Ortiz, 27-0, 23 knockouts, undefeated. He is 6'4" with an 84-inch reach, right? Remember that. 6'4" with an 84-inch reach, and he has a 79% knockout ratio, right? So 6'4", 84-inch reach, and it's almost an 80% knockout ratio in, 27 fights. And then we're going to go find this man. And he's mobile, yeah, because he's Cuban, and he comes from that, and he got on his toes in the Joshua fight. So, Dillian White. So he has less fights. He was in kickboxing or mixed martial arts. He has a less KO percent, 73%, in less fights. Luis Ortiz was 79. And like I said, they're both 6'4". Look at his reach. His reach is 78. What was Ortiz? Anyway, remember I told you remember that? What was Ortiz's reach? Wasn't it 84? They're both 6'4", so that's even. And he's been stopped by Anthony Joshua, and I thought he lost to Derek Chisora. Yeah. So 78 reach. So what aspect is it that's better? That you could quantify? 84-inch reach for Luis Ortiz. And he just beat Malcolm Tan or somebody. I was at that fight. He definitely lost to Chisora. So you got 2 responses. I don't know if he responded, but starting now, you got 2 more responses. And Wilder, if I'm not mistaken, I think Wilder has long arms, and he might even have Wilder beat with the reach. And, I forgot this one. Hold on. I forgot this one because I told you we was going to get high today. Luis Ortiz is a fucking southpaw with that reach. 84-inch reach, and he's a southpaw. If I'm not mistaken, Derek Chisora is orthodox, as is, what's the name? Wilder. But we gonna find out. Boom. So we're talking about a southpaw, a southpaw with that type of reach, instead of an orthodox with the smaller reach and has been stopped before. So, White is a better fighter than Ortiz. You fanboys can't keep going, but it's true. But how? What have you proven? You got 1 more response, and then we're gonna vote. You gotta build your case, man. I'm not looking good, too. Looks like you choking in the rotation. You holding up the rotation. This shit is funny. You got 1 more response. 1 more response. Make it a good one, and then we voting. I told you was high. As I said, new media. I pulled up Wilder's. Wilder has long arms and he's at 83-inch reach. He has an 83-inch reach. So, like I said, Luis Ortiz has a longer reach than Wilder even though Wilder's 3 inches taller than him. Okay. We all gonna smoke. I told you, I said there was enough for all of us to pass around. Come on, weed degree. It's gonna be an L degree, because you just got an L degree. Ego got slapped backstage by Joe Rogan. I'd have blocked you for just being stupid. What are you talking about? Even your admins are at it. You haven't answered the question though. Is it time to vote? Y'all want to vote? Because he's just burning up time. Like we burning up the tree. What you want me to answer? Okay, you keep saying Dillian White is significantly better than Luis Ortiz, but what's the aspect? Luis Ortiz is a southpaw. Dillian White isn't. Luis Ortiz is older, but he's a Cuban boxer, so he has boxing his pedigree. Dillian White was a former mixed martial artist or kickboxer who came into boxing late. Luis Ortiz is undefeated, and Dillian White isn't, and Dillian White's been stopped. I think Dillian White lost to Derek Chisora. Again, Luis Ortiz is not. He's undefeated. So what is beating him? Like, what is significantly better? And Luis Ortiz can get on his toes and box. We don't really see that from Derek Chisora. He just gets on his toes and it starts, floating like Muhammad Ali. He has a longer reach than Wilder and White. So what is so much better? And Luis Ortiz is number one mandatory for AJ. And AJ knocked out Derek Chisora. AJ knocked out Dillian White. So how is he? What are you ranking this off of? You're putting too much on his plate with facts. I know. I'm just trying to get it so we can vote. Ortiz is old as shit. You will see they will hype the fight up. He will get smashed within 8. Set up the AJ fight after Pulev is coming. So that's all your options. You didn't argue yourself out of it. So we're going to the vote. I asked you a direct question, and you keep talking about Pulev and all this other shit. So let's just vote. Let's get him out of here and finish smoking. If he did not describe and explain to us how Dillian White is significantly better than Luis Ortiz is superior, put your L's up. If we just smoked him like a doobie, put your L's up. We smoked him out of the ball, put your L's up. Bye-bye, weed degree. Yeah, you can laugh all you want. You knew that was coming. I told you you was high and you still wanted to test. Put your L's up. Yeah. Put your L's up. If we just roll one, put your L's up. Yes. Put your L's up. Because you suck. We had to roll an L up. Bye-bye, my friend. Block L. You're out of here. And y'all should have did the white flag. Remember we were going to do the white flag emoji? Y'all should have, because he was getting bodied early on, in my opinion. I told you he was high. Listen, just to recap, you have to be able to quantify what you're saying. Why is Luis Ortiz ranked higher than Dillian White? Why does Luis Ortiz have the longer reach than Dillian White? How come Luis Ortiz is still undefeated? Luis Ortiz is the number one mandatory for AJ, and AJ knocked out the guy he's talking about, Dillian White. And then, you know what? I had so much in the can with that one. He talking about, he's old as shit. Wasn't Klitschko like 40, 41? You know what I'm saying? Man. So, there's a chance that he lied about his age, but he's listed at 38. You know what I'm saying? He's listed at 38. Klitschko was 40, 41. So why are you focusing on how old he is? But Klitschko just gave Joshua the fight from hell, and he was 40, 41. See, so many ways. We got that triangle offense. And Chisora is like an old 34 because he's been through wars. David Hay, Klitschko's, you know what I'm saying? He fought everybody. He fought good names. Told you we was going to roll one up. There's no way you could argue that. Another hot seat victim, man. I told y'all he was hot. Y'all don't want to listen. And that's why he just started laughing at the end, because he knew his time was near. He was like, oh, fuck, game over. He was just high. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. But we buried another one. Handing out that coffin. This what y'all want. I thought y'all could have threw in the white flag. I thought I had been killing him. But see, this is what I'm talking about with new media. And I know we have fun with it in games and shit. But the gamesmanship, I know you guys like all that. But to me, see how hard it is for people to prove the bullshit they're putting in the comment section? That's what I want you guys to hold people to a standard, even myself. If I'm doing a video and I'm like, Golovkin don't have head movement, and you know he has great head movement, then counter it. Show me where his head movement looked great. You know what I mean? You got a dude talking about Dillian White. Why did Deontay Wilder duck Dillian White, but he's fighting a tougher fight? And then he can't prove how Dillian White is a tougher fight than Luis Ortiz. So he's probably from the UK, and he's probably biased for UK fighters or some shit. So he was just rocking with it, even though he knew his argument made no sense. And we broke it down. Reach. Luis Ortiz has a longer reach, and he's 3 inches shorter. So he has some long fucking arms. And he's southpaw. And he's not been knocked out. I actually don't even remember the last time he was, like, badly hurt. We seen Dillian White hurt because he got knocked out. See, Portia, you've been the admin in all these streams, and you said it perfectly. They deflect first, and they start asking ego questions like he in the hot seat. Exactly. They won't answer my first question, but they start deflecting to other shit. Oh, this is a setup for AJ Pulev winner. You won't even answer my question though. Wilder glass chin going to get cracked ego. Listen, I'm a reasonable fan. That's a 50-50 fight. Luis Ortiz, I just went through it. He's a top level guy. He can beat pretty much anyone in the division on the given night. So, I mean, Wilder could lose. Wilder could win. It's that type of fight. But if you're going to say something like Dillian White is much better opposition and much bigger threat, you got to prove that. Otherwise, looking shaky, baby. Somebody do the roll call. I'm out of here. Too much hot seat. Too many L's to give out. I got to save my energy. Fully recover from this sickness. Let me know where y'all are from. City, state, zip, so we can read them off. Yeah, any heavyweight can be KO. Exactly. Especially if you're a top-level skilled one like Luis Ortiz. He can knock you out. And he can box. Palm Beach, Florida. Brooklyn, Seattle, Long Beach, Chicago, Garfield Park, York, San Antonio, Beaumont, Texas, Dublin, Chirac, Detroit, Bronx, South Carolina, Dallas, San Jose, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Austin, CPT, Compton, 410, Compton, Phoenix, South Texas, but I live in Iowa, 843, South Carolina, Houston, Phoenix, Montreal, DC. Man, and that's a show. I was feeling a little bit better, so I wanted to get on, talk a little more boxing with y'all. I'm having fun with this. This hot seat is fun. But like I said, look at what people say before and after, then and now. Look how they deflect. They have all this stuff, exclamation points and all caps and stuff. And then when you start drilling them, where's their argument? You made it sound like it's going to be some easy work to prove that Dillian White is significantly better than Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? And I'm asking you, what's the metric? How can you easily say that? The reach, goes to Luis Ortiz, the undefeated record, Luis Ortiz. Easy work, man. Ego be boxing, debating, clowning people with no knowledge. This is the hypest boxing talk channel out. I'm glad y'all enjoy it, man, and I hope you see the work that's putting in. We're just laying the foundation. We're gonna take this to the next level. It's about to be real ugly, real ugly. Ego Army about to be 100,000. We will get there, and I'll get the little YouTube silver play button. A lot of hard work, but we're almost there now, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You know what it is. Man, I need to bring a shovel for all these coffins. Crazy. But until next time, get the likes up. Salute to the real boxing fans. Shout out to Andre Ward on a successful retirement, leaving on his terms. Guys don't always get to do that. Like I said, Robert Guerrero, if he would have beat Omar Figueroa, I don't think he would have retired. He retired because he kept losing. You know what I mean? And now he's getting stopped in 3 rounds. Guy known for having a chin. So salute to Ward doing it how he wanted to do it. Salute to Canelo and Golovkin for giving us a good fight that we're still talking about days later. Salute to Deontay Wilder and Ortiz. Great heavyweight fight, helping bring the division back. Wilder, and a lot of people hate, but he literally didn't have to take this. He could have took his mandatory, which is Bermain Stavern, and then you would have had to excuse him fighting Stavern again because it would have been a mandatory. But he found a way to pay Stavern, get out of the mandatory obligation immediately to fight a more dangerous guy. And people like I said, like the high master that was trying to argue with me. People were saying, "Oh, he ducked Dillian White. He's going after the big fish. If he beats Luis Ortiz, who is now a #1 mandatory for Joshua, he might get that #1 spot. So that's why he's taking the more dangerous fight. You know what I mean? Dillian White, if he were to knock out Dillian White, hypothetically, if he were to beat Dillian White, he can't corner Joshua like that. Joshua been beat Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? So the body bags are real. Shout out to Wilder Ortiz. Shout out to Lomachenko Rigondeaux. Just for making 2017 great and getting in. When are the Ego hats and t-shirts coming? I got to work on it. I didn't expect to get sick when I got back, but I'm trying to battle it. So all that coming. We coming. New media. Salute. Great year for us. Dillian White does nothing for. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's a good fight. I think it could have been a good fight, but he'll get more recognition from beating Luis Ortiz, and he'll probably get Luis Ortiz's #1 mandatory positioning to Joshua if Joshua beats Pullin. Boom. So he's taking the harder route to me. And I think Eddie Hearn wanted Wilder to come to the UK for Dillian White. You know what I mean? UK hasn't always got it right with recent scoring. Gabe Rosado versus Martin Murray. So all in all, it makes more sense to go this route. You get to fight in New York, in the States, not too far from Alabama, where you've already been well received when you knocked out Spilka and stuff like that. You get to fight a fight that you're going to get more respect for to all the people